Well, the good news is the Mad Axe Man is back. Michael Schenker's new album, Universal, dropped on May 27th. Let's talk about it. Hi guys, Jeremy back in the basement, in the Lazy Boy now. It's the Classic Guitar Rock channel, and it's time for us to talk about a new album by, guys, right up front, I'll tell you this, probably my favorite guitarist of all time, the legendary Michael Schenker. Having said that, also the most frustrating guitarist of all time. Let's discuss, shall we? So on May 27th, when was that? Last Friday, Universal dropped. And this is the first album of the Michael Schenker Group. Yes, it is under the Michael Schenker Group banner. First album since 2019 when he dropped Immortal. Let me cut to the chase. I like the album. Very listenable. It's a great album. Michael's playing is great. Michael, more than anyone, just, I don't know if he could play a bad solo. I mean, he is his melody. He is the quintessential guy that you can sing his solos. Even when he's playing blazing fast, his sense of melody is unlike anyone else's, in my opinion. The guy is a genius. But like many geniuses, I think he's crazy, okay? And here's what I struggle with. I said this a lot on the Immortal album, too. To be honest, I like the new one. I like Universal better than Immortal. Immortal wasn't bad, but it's ironic to me that this is titled the Michael Schenker Group. And yet every single song, with the exception of one, there's only one song of the 13 tracks. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right about this. Only one of the 13 tracks is listed as the Michael Schenker Group. All the others are Michael Schenker Group featuring Barry Sparks, featuring Gary Barden, featuring Michael Voss, featuring Michael Tichy or Brian Tichy, whoever the heck, they're Simon Phillips, they're featuring everyone, which begs the question, who actually is in the Michael Schenker Group? It's like every single song is a different hodgepodge mishmash of musicians, great musicians, don't get me wrong, but this is what has hurt Michael throughout his whole career. Zero continuity in his band. Zero continuity in his band. I could be wrong. Historians, you can fact check me on this. I do not think there is two Schenker albums in a row that feature the same lineup. I could be wrong. The first two might, the very first two possibly, but I don't think so. I think Cozy was on one and maybe Simon Phillips. I don't know. Go back and look. Maybe the first two Michael Schenker Group albums from 80 and 81 have the same lineup, but you cannot find a Michael Schenker Group or Michael Schenker album that has the same lineup from album to album. And doggone it, that's why Michael Schenker will never be a huge name and has never been a huge name. Look at Eddie Van Halen. Look at Alex Lifeson. And I'm naming just some of my favorite guitar players. What do they all have going for them? Well, they played in bands. Michael Schenker has never been in a band. It's always a collection of revolving musicians. And especially, what especially kills him is in the lead vocal department, because you hear a song and they all sound different because they're all different lead singers. And he's used some good lead singers, but they're all different. Please find someone and stick with them, Michael. Please, please, please stick with the same singer, you know, at least for a couple albums. So let's talk about this album. I said I liked it, and I do. It's catchy. The playing's great. There's several good songs. Ronnie Romero returns on this. Ronnie Romero is kind of like the Michael Schenker of lead vocalist. The dude How many bands are you going to be in, man? I mean, I get it. You're good. He is good. I think he's a great singer. He's been in Rainbow. He's been in Vandenberg. He's been in like 4 Lords of Black, 5 different other Frontier Records offshoots, whatever. The guy's everywhere. He's busy. I like him. He's a great singer. So, Mike, stick with Ronnie. I'm okay with that. Just stick with him. Quit bringing Gary Barden back. Don't have Michael Voss sing any more songs, please. Michael Voss, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but the songs that Michael Voss sings on are very, very weak. Weak's not the right word. They're very pop. Michael Voss sounds like a top 40 guy, which isn't necessarily wrong if that's the sound you're going for, but they don't have the, he needs some Graham Bonnet stuff, in his band. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated, and I'm only frustrated because Michael is my favorite guitar player, and I would love more than anything for people to like his work as much as I do. But man, it's hard. He makes it hard. Help me help you, right? It just is so hard when it's the constant thing. Every single record, it's a whole bunch of new people coming in. He's got Bob Daisley come in and play a song. Barry Sparks is playing. There's so many people. I can't even name you all the people on the album. There's probably 50 different musicians playing on this album. And because of that, the diehard Michael fans they'll keep listening to his songs, but again, there's no Michael Schenker band identity. At least the first 2 albums, you'd hear the band, you'd hear Gary Barden, you kind of get used to it. Then, all of a sudden, Gary Barden's gone, Graham Bonnet's in. I like Graham Bonnet, but Graham Bonnet's only there for 1 album. And then he's gone and Gary Barden's back. Okay, cool, Barden's back. I'm okay with that. And then from there, it's all over the place. What's my point? My point is, it's a good album. It's a good album. I listened to it on Spotify. Would I plunk down the money to buy it if it wasn't on Spotify? I am a huge Schenker fan. I probably would. I would. And it's a good album. Michael's playing is great. What is Michael now? He's in his late 60s. I don't think he's 70 yet, but he's in his late 60s. He's playing better now than he has in years. I think his life is in a good place. He'll still post the occasional rant about how Rudolph is cheating him and how, KK Downing, says he was the first guy to play the Flying V in metal, and Michael Schenker takes exception to that. And so Michael just needs to play, and he needs to surround himself with a solid band and have a band. I mean, what do I know? I mean, he doesn't call me and ask for my opinion, but that's what I think. I think that's what Michael has suffered from. And because of this revolving door, he's an eclectic guy, right? And many great artists are. I mean, it comes with the territory, right? But because of that, because of this approach he has of just always kind of redoing things and bringing in new people and all of this, he's kind of pigeonholed himself to be at a certain level, and he will never get above that level because you just can't break through on a larger level without an identifiable group, an identifiable sound, and that is what he's struggled with. 13 songs on the album. I think it's 52 minutes. It's good. I mean, the playing's good. I mean, I can't slight the playing. I personally like Ronnie Romero. If you're going to pick a lead singer, I guess he's the lead singer. He's on more songs than anyone else. But again, there's probably 4 other singers on the album. Different drummers, different bass players, different keyboard players. Oh, this is cool. Tony Carey plays on one of the songs. What is it? What is the song? It's one of my favorite songs. And this is, I think, is a think this was on an earlier album. It's called A King Is Gone. It's a tribute to Ronnie Dio and Tony Carey, again, who was in Rainbow. Bobby Rondinelli, who was a drummer in Rainbow, he plays on. So that's kind of cool. There's kind of this Rainbow vibe going on. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. What would I give it? How many guitar picks would I give it out of 5? I would give it a solid 3.89 guitar picks is what I would give this album. If 5 is perfect, I would give it 3.89. It's a good album. You will not be disappointed if you're looking for Michael Schenker riffage. It's there. It's catchy. Several of the songs are catchy, have great choruses. They're hooky, and that's Michael Voss. So you got to give Michael Voss credit for that. It's just the songs that he tends to sing on. His vocal delivery is just more pop, and his songs are just a little more lightweight. If Ronnie Romero is their guy, great. I like Ronnie. I think he could be great. Let's stick with Ronnie for the next 3 or 4 albums. Ronnie will, in fact, be the singer on the MSG tour. When they go on tour, Ronnie is going, and that's great. But how many other singers is he going to come in and bring into the, he's got this whole Michael Schenker Fest, Michael Schenker Temple of Rock, Michael Schenker Group, and I don't know the difference between any of them because it's all the same revolving cast of 48 musicians that come in and play, and it's just... Anyways, it's a good album. If you're a Schenker fan, you got to listen to it. If you're not a Schenker fan, you'll probably still think, hey, this is pretty good. But if you're a Schenker fan, you got to listen to it. It's better than Immortal. It's got campy album art. He's in a spaceship, and you see him inside the cockpit of the spaceship playing his Flying V. It's kind of cool. So check it out. You'll enjoy it. Michael, you're an awesome player, but man, you frustrate me. But you're my favorite guitar player. So check out Michael Schenker's Universal. Guys, thanks so much for watching. And if you haven't done so, please check out the Classic Guitar Rock podcast. And you can be a patron on Patreon for as little as $3 a month. $3 a month. That's less than a cup of coffee. You can support the podcast and the channel. And the new radio show, Classic Guitar Rock Time Machine. That's a weekly radio show that's on several internet radio stations. I occasionally post some episodes here on YouTube. Check those out. Those are kind of fun, I think. But anyways, thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next time right here on the Classic Guitar Rock channel. Bye-bye.